Well, Ann Coulter, of course, the best-selling author, one big bestseller after another. Her latest, Resistance is Futile. Of course, make sure you follow her on Twitter. She's tweeting all day and night, Ann Coulter Twitter. You can get her new column. Go to anncoulter.com. Ann Coulter, how you doing?
Fantastic. How are you, Mark Simone?
I don't know. I'm not used to this being locked up, but hey, when you write a book, you lock yourself up for weeks. So are you taking advantage of this and writing a book right now?
I keep trying to think of a better tip to give you because, as I've told you before, I actually love being alone. So far, this has been one of the best weeks of my life.
But this would be a good time to write something, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't really have any plans at the moment. One thing that's sort of irritating right now is I feel like I need to be getting so much stuff done because normally when I lock myself away and start working on stuff, usually a book, I feel like I have this huge advantage over the rest of the world. No commute. I have an extra 3 hours a day to pick up dry cleaning or exercise, whatever I need to do. Now I feel like I'm competing with the rest of the world, and I have no competitive advantage. They don't have a commute either.
Yeah, but, I kind of miss the commute. I mean, if it's not a long one, I like being outside. I like going to Starbucks on the way to work. I like going up on the elevator.
I'm not much of a self-starter when it comes to exercise. I need something fun to do. And I think part of what's so grueling about this right now is that there's no end in sight. I mean, it would be nice if we had some sort of parameter, even if it's not, expressly, okay, 2 weeks from now, we're going to say everybody's fine. But, when the number of hospitalizations go down, when the number of deaths plateau, when we have, one thing they could do, which I would highly recommend that the government hop to and start right away, is do some random testing around the country to see how many people have coronavirus, and of those in a random group, who they are, what percentage are showing symptoms, that sort of thing. We really need more data. I've been tweeting responses to a lot of the hysterics on Twitter. Not so much because I feel like I know what's going on, but the panic is certainly at minimum. You have to say the panic is no more justified than the insouciance toward this coronavirus. We need more data. We need it fast. And the only thing that really stands out so far is that all the predictions have been of massive calamity, and one after another. They keep not coming true. I mean, you're in New York, New York listeners out there. Remember just a few weeks ago that emotional speech Governor Cuomo gave about how he needed 30,000 ventilators and who will decide who dies? And then, it turns out we only needed 5,000.
Yeah. And he's always on TV. Ventilators. I need ventilators. What is he telling me for? I don't have any ventilators. Call the president. Is he appealing to the public for ventilators?
Well, as you know, I am not convinced that the Democrats won't try a little switcheroo and make him or someone else the candidate. I just retweeted some Democrat, and I probably shouldn't have because it involves a curse word. Not that I'm totally averse to that. But can you imagine being a Democrat right now? For more than 3 years, they have been beyond hysterical about Trump. All they want to do, they were just dying to vote, got to get rid of Trump. And the guy they're running against him is Joe Biden.
Yeah, now Bernie Sanders just dropped out of the race 10 minutes ago.
Breaking news.
Why would he drop out now? What's the reason to do this right now, today? There's no primary or anything coming up. No, nothing. So.
Yeah, probably. I have no idea. Obviously, I don't know what goes on in the brain of a Democrat, but he's certainly been sidelined at this point. Point one. Point two, there's been a lot of time for Democratic bigwigs to talk to him and say, we have to beat Trump. We don't want any dissent. It's going to be Biden. Please withdraw. There's not really anything for him to do right now. His big thing, like Trump, is rallies. Can't really hold rallies. And the third possible reason is we've all gotten a little taste of life under socialism these past few days. As I think you tweeted, you law-abiding citizen with a job must stay home. Prisoners, they're going free. Oh, and did you see in California, gun shops, non-essential businesses, pot shops, oh, that's essential. That's your future, America.
Well, when they send you to prison, they give you the exact date you're going and the exact date you're leaving. They don't tell you anything. And it's only the president every day who says, we got to get you back to work. We got to get you back. Governors and mayors don't think they have to even mention this. They don't realize you got to try to get us out of our house if you're Governor Cuomo.
Well, I think a lot of Republican governors do. Certainly the Democratic governors don't. They love this. They get to be authoritarians. And yes, although I highly approve of Trump saying those things, I think he's, as with the wall, he's got to do more than just say it. And like I say, it doesn't have to be 1 week from now, X date. But give us some benchmarks right now. There's nothing. And you have Fauci out there saying until there's not a single coronavirus case in the universe, you're going to stay under lockdown. Oh, incidentally, speaking of predictions, that scientific group whose predictions we've used to shut down the entire country out of Washington, IMHE, their predictions of death, hospitalization, catastrophe have been declining steadily since they have given them. They slip them out at like midnight so no one will notice. Oh yeah, we just totally changed our prediction. Well, today the new prediction is 60,000 deaths, which, assuming the pattern does not hold and that too doesn't go down, will be the same as the 2017-2018 flu.
Yeah. They're pretty bad. Who's really bad is this World Health Organization. Finally, the president said it yesterday. We got to stop funding them. They're in cahoots with China. They have misled us. In January, they were saying no evidence of human-to-human transmission. They clearly were lying. Time to stop them, right?
Yes, and stop the UN. I mean, they're part of the UN, and what Trump's appeal is that he speaks for the people, as opposed to those who seek to rule us and boss us around, whether it's big corporations or all the government agencies, and the agencies have more control than elected politicians. And he says pretty much all the right things, I'd say 90% of the time, but he has to do some of this stuff, and pulling out of the UN, especially right now when, the media may have forced him into this shutdown, or the endless shutdown. 2 weeks, okay, that doesn't seem unreasonable. As you know, I'm always in favor of lots of no handshaking, lots of hand washing, social distancing. I've been a big fan of that for a decade. So I'm glad people are cool with that. But now that he's the face of this shutdown, how about pull out of the UN?
Yeah, absolutely.
And stop funding them. Now that would be a really great, important, valuable, and noticeable populist measure he could take.
They're doing this big concert next Saturday night. Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert. Every network will carry it. Lady Gaga's behind it. They've already raised $35 million. They're going to raise a fortune. Look who the money goes to. World Health Organization. That's like giving the money to Bernie Madoff.
or China.
Yeah, it's basically China. That's who the World Health Organization is.
They ought to be focused on, you've sort of undermined me because I like Lady Gaga. The rest of them I can take or leave, or actively, intensely dislike them. But yeah, that is a very stupid organization for it to go to. I assume any money Bill Gates or Jack Dorsey of Twitter are sending out will go to stupid organizations too. It would be nice to get everyone. It certainly isn't a partisan issue. We know damn well where this virus came from, where most of the animal to human hideous viruses come from. They come from the wet markets in China, and that should be our sole focus, shutting down those wet markets, because it's going to happen again and again, and it could be worse next time. It doesn't have to. It's pretty bad now, and it could be worse next time. For Pete's sake, can we keep our eye on the ball?
No, those wet markets, they make Trader Joe's look classy. So. Anyway, we're out of time, but if you haven't read Ann Coulter's latest book, Resistance is Futile, get it. And if you're stuck in looking for books, if you haven't read her other books, get them. They're all great. You can download them. You can get them right away. And follow Ann Coulter on Twitter. New column comes out tonight. Go to anncoulter.com. Ann Coulter, thanks for being with us.
Good to talk to you, Mark Simone. Bye-bye.
All right, take care.